walking and talking and walking. Yeah, I haven't recorded anything since, have I? My session with Nat? That's the last thing I recorded. Jesus Christ. Oh, it won't tell me. Wake up! Nope. Haven't recorded anything since my session with Nat. So, lots of ideas, lots of stuff going on in the old brain there. But mostly my body, she said this next phase, after I set my intention, came to the crossroads. And honestly, I'll honestly say this. She says I'm at a crossroads. But mostly the reason I'm choosing the path that I'm choosing is because I feel like it's the natural path. I really do. And when she was sitting there telling me, one is the path of spiritual development, and I just had no visibility to it. I just couldn't see what it looked like. And I just wrote something to my friend. I'm gonna stop saying names in these fucking recordings just in case I want to chuck them up on the new bloggerola. No names, Summer, except for my own. That was hilarious. I love irony. Anyway, I'm at this crossroads, and one is going down the spiritual rabbit hole completely. And I feel like I haven't collected enough experiences during our session. I told her that I wanted to be a wife. I wanted to have that experience. And right away, as I knew she would, she challenged it. She said, is that convention? Are you just trying to do it because that's what women do? Do you want to be a wife because, I've got this idea of happily ever after and all that other stuff. But I just looked at the last recording on my phone, and it says there is no happily ever after, right? Now that I've been prompted to do so, I can start to see my spiritual life, right? A life where I offer sessions that may or may not involve the tarot. I hone my psychic, and air quotes, abilities. Just my, give myself over to service of the universe completely. And write. And to do that, I have to be in a space where I feel like I can provide for myself. And I know that when that time comes, it will be scary because it's going to be a trust that if I serve the universe, I will be provided for. Of course, I'm talking financially because let's not fucking deny ourselves the fact that we live in a material world where we need money to buy food or we have to beg. And maybe that's part of the experience. I don't know. Either way, I just realized when I was texting with my friend, I've already described why I want to be a wife. I have just woken up to how fucking awesome I am and how unique the experiences I've had in this world are. But I have not had this experience. I want to be a wife because I naturally do love to serve. But service does not look like what convention has told us it looks like, especially with regards to a wife. You have the two extremes, which is what everybody thinks of, right? Barefoot and pregnant. Fucking housefrau doing whatever she's told. That sure as shit ain't me. And then the other, that really strong female who pretty much micromanages her beat down fucking husband. And I don't want that to be me either. I say I don't want that to be me because I know that could easily be me. And perhaps that's why my various engagements have never worked out, because I was never going to be the barefoot and pregnant type. There's no fucking way. Well, I say that, but is there? In my previous relationships, did they not in part fail? Because I could not balance between taking care of myself and taking care of them. With the first one, I stopped myself from saying a name, good for me. In the first relationship, I gave and gave, and I was there and super attentive, but it didn't seem to be enough. And I totally, I remember both nights, 2 nights, 2 different people, the only 2 serious relationships I've been in. I'm sitting there looking up other places to live. Like, if that's not a fucking sign you shouldn't. Oh, summer, silly summer. But these are the things that we do, right? So I have been in those relationships, but I haven't been in that relationship, the one that's healthy, the one that I'm able to balance, because the true love is the love that I have for myself inside, and that's what keeps fertilizing the external love. I have these ideas, much like my job and continuous improvement. I have these ideas that I think will work really well. I don't know that until I put them into practice. So interestingly enough, that may or may not be happening with my job. There's an opportunity, I will go for it, but leaving it up to the universe to see what happens. But I want to be a wife. I want to be my kind of wife. Crazy, kooky, but caring and kind. Balanced. Balanced and staying balanced because my own compass is centered on me. I can't control the other person. They've got to sort out their own compass. The only thing I can do is not pick people whose compass is fucking spinning around in circles because they don't know where the fuck they're at. You don't choose those people. Or worse yet, like the guys I've met of late. Their compass ain't moving. They stuck. And they is boring. I got the spice of life, baby. I need someone like me. I need someone who loves life as much as I do. And this gets back to the choice. I can honestly say, hand on heart, that I have never enjoyed my human life as much as I'm enjoying it right now. And whether or not that person comes to me today, or 2 years from now, it doesn't matter to me. I still want that experience. I want to be my version of a wife. I want to set the precedent. I want to show people that you can be a wife and not have to, I want a role model. Conform. That's the word I was looking for. You can be a wife and not have to conform to the social and cultural conditions on that title or word. So, spirituality, I describe it as a world of gray. Wife is a word, and that is the black, and so there's the black and the white. There's the light and the dark. I want a role model, and I want to show people the shades of gray within that. Because that's what I do. Because that's what awareness does. when you shine that light of awareness, when you shine that light of consciousness on something that's black or something that's white or a solid object, you start to see the shades of gray. And that's my world, baby. That is my world. It's like a fucking playground. It's a spiritual playground, but you have to maintain safety on that playground. And the only shot we've got at that is being present. You can think of it, oh, here comes a car running, alongside me as I walk down the road here. Oh, it's Bevan. I actually know that person. I had dinner with him last night. Not a date. Damn it, I said a name. Well, oops. Well, anyway. When we're driving a car, if we don't remain present, we're in danger. If we're thinking about the future that hasn't come yet, and all the anxiety that comes along with that, will I get what I want? Will this work out in my favor? What if this happens? What if this falls over? The world of what ifs, and the anxiety that comes along with that. Or if we're thinking about the past, I shouldn't have done that. That shouldn't have happened. I really wish my mom would have gotten me a BB gun when I was a kid. Who knows? Who knows? It's any myriad of thoughts. I really wish I hadn't picked that major in uni. Dwelling on the past. Oh, if so-and-so hadn't have died, I wouldn't be so sad. I'd have a life. Like, the past, it's not here. It's not in the present. That's why one of the first articles I want to write out of the gate for the new blog is the present of the present. Because it frees us from the past and from the future. It frees us from that anxiety and that depression. And you think it would be easy, but fuck, it is hard. Our brains love going where they don't want to go. They love regret, they love dwelling. It's the human condition. The best shot we've got is just acknowledging that and say, thank you, brain. Thank you for trying to solve the fucking problem that hasn't happened yet. And thank you, brain. Thank you for telling me that the choice I made was the wrong one. Can we maybe move on from that? Can we maybe get to a place of gratitude? Because that's ultimately where it comes from, right? The present is not such a bad place when it is a place of gratitude. It's a garden. Ooh, garden of gratitude. Here it is. It's coming. The article is a brewing in my brain. The gift and garden of gratitude. Ooh. Oh, I love alliteration. God, I love it. It's so beautiful. I've already told this one fellow that I'm talking to, whom I like very well, and I'm getting to know. We're gonna agree to disagree, because his position is that there are some things that have happened to people. Hello! Oh, it's just me talking to myself, mate. I'll pause it, eh? Hold on, I gotta fucking figure out. God damn my phone. Right, picking up where I left off. Just stopped to have a chat with May's friends. Oh, gonna get windy. Down by the beach now. So, what the fuck was I talking about? The garden of gratitude, that's right. Because gratitude, my number one principle, I learn with a grateful heart. And that, for me, has been how I have started to let go a lot of the pain from the past, right? Oh, yeah, I was talking about how this guy and I told him we're going to have to agree to disagree. Because he says, even some things you can't be grateful for. Like, there's some things so painful and so shitty that happen to people that, he just can't imagine that mental space of gratitude. And I'm like, but in thinking about that, it's not mental space. It's something that, because I've thought things, and it hasn't fucking helped me. I've thought, I should be grateful. That's when that fucking nasty little word should comes into play, right? I should be grateful. I should do this. I should do that. And that's what my brain is thinking. But if I don't feel it down in my guts, if I don't connect, there it is. If I don't connect with that, then it's meaningless. It has no meaning unless, God damn, I am inspired this morning. It has no meaning unless I connect with it. So I'll give you an example. Do I have an example? I don't know. I've worked so hard on gratitude. So some pretty shitty things have happened to me in my life. And I can talk about them now without that pain. Because I am grateful. The things that happened to me as a child, I'm grateful because they've turned me into the person that I am. Now, I've always known that. And I've always known that everybody else seems to think I'm pretty cool. But I did not have the self-worth to connect with that. And maybe that's the relationship that my spirit's trying to get me to see. Maybe that's the connection. To feel it in my spirit. It has to transcend my brain. It has to be something I know in my heart and in my guts, in all of me. Without self-worth, without thinking that I'm a fucking rock star, then how could I be grateful for the shitty things that have happened to me? If I don't think I'm that great, and the shitty things have made me into the person that I am, but I think I'm a piece of shit, then I'm going to think, quid pro quo, that the things that happened to me sucked. You start to build that worth, and sometimes it's as easy and as difficult as looking yourself in the mirror every day and thinking, doing that Stuart Smalley thing, I love myself. I'm a good person. Whatever fucking affirmations you've got to tell yourself, I don't care. Just do it. I'm a rock star because I did such and such at work. Or, hey, maybe that wasn't so great. Maybe we can do a little better because this is what I'm building towards, right? If I have that self-worth and it gives me a groundedness in myself and, I don't know, call it confidence, call it security. More security than confidence. Confidence is the brainy. Security is the connected deep down in the guts kind of thing. Then I can be grateful. I can start to move towards gratitude, but it requires self-worth. That feels true. People are looking at me all weird. As they do when they see someone fucking talking to themselves. He's got a baby on the blanket, though. I think it's weird, so teach their own. Well, I've heard into why I want to put my spin on being a wife and how I'm going to test those conventional boundaries, because I don't want kids. I choose to tell people that I don't want them, and I couldn't have them even if I did want them. But I choose to give myself the choice to reduce some of that. Because that's what humans do. If we don't think that that's what we do, we're just lying to ourselves. Anyway, let's go back to Garden of Gratitude. It wasn't until I started liking who I was and understanding myself and why I do what I do and why I sabotage my own happiness and why I think I'm a piece of shit, blah, 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 blah. Years worth of work. At the end of the day, I come to a space where I like who I am, or I like who I'm becoming. And then, only then, can I say, maybe that wasn't such a bad thing that happened to me. Because I can actually see how it's shaped me into this person. I still have my struggles. I still have the days where I can't, or I can barely get to gratitude. On those days, I depend on my sense of humor to crack jokes about the painful things that happen to me, to at least lighten the mood, until I can get to that space of gratitude. It's like a holding area. Sarcasm, the holding ground, maybe the entrance to the garden of gratitude. If it's painful, joke about it. Take the sting out. If you can't, then you're probably very depressed. And you should probably go and talk to somebody. Take the word probably out of there. Go and talk to somebody. Anyway. Something happened to me when I was a kid. And I couldn't have understood the impact it had on me until I knew it happened. But my whole life, I only had a half memory. And I couldn't really heal that pain until I finished the story. Now, my whole life, like there's a reason why I only have a half memory, right? Whatever followed was so painful. My tiny 4-year-old or 5-year-old, however old I was at the time, 6 maybe, I blocked it out. So when this guy says, there's things so painful that you can't get to that space of gratitude for, I would challenge that. When I realized what had happened to me, it explained a lot of my behaviors and fears. It explained so much of myself to me. It made me feel so sorry for myself. How could I not forgive myself at that point? And if you can't read between the lines of what I'm saying, I was sexually abused when I was a child. And I thought I deserved it. Because that's usually what happens. The victim thinks that they deserve it for some reason. They think, I'm naughty and I deserved this. So guess what happens? We fucking drag that into our adult life. I don't deserve happiness. I deserve to be treated poorly. So if someone else isn't going to treat me poorly, I'm going to treat myself poorly. Oh boy. Fast forward 20 years later, and that poor little girl in my heart still thinks she deserves to be punished, that she deserves mistreatment. And now, I'm totally grateful. That little girl was hurt. And that self-punishment and self-sabotaging behavior that I displayed consistently throughout my life did shape me into the extremely disciplined, ambitious person that I am, and independent. It shaped me into who I am. for better or for worse, because I don't believe in better or worse. Those are the black and white. Good, bad, black, white. Oh, life is the spectrum, and I wrote about that. The spectrum, the shades of gray. It is no good. It is not bad. It is just. And gratitude is in there somewhere. Maybe at the point in the middle of the spectrum. It is not good or bad. It is just what happened. And that's why I say I learn with a grateful heart. I learn about myself with a grateful heart. You know, I just had a situation with my boss. It was very, very fucking painful. I almost lost my house. Big legal battle. Oh, just awful. Tears, hopelessness, gratitude. I mean, just the whole array. But the entire time, what kept me going is I trust that this will all work out. And I'm going to remain grateful. Even as I feel like shit, even as I feel hopeless and can't even pick myself off the ground, there's a ray of gratitude that I will cling to with every fiber of my being. But that's because what was probably around or shielding that little seed of gratitude was the fact that I knew I deserved a just outcome, whatever that looked like, and I may or may not agree, but justice is dealt by the universe, not by me. So I knew I deserved a just outcome, however that looked, however much money that cost me, didn't matter, irrelevant. I think I was going to follow that up with something else, but is there anything else? Really? I knew what I deserved, and I was willing to accept the consequences. Not based on my own sense of justice. Trust. Point number 2, trust in the universe. Probably the thing that has saved me. It's all built on trust. If you don't trust in the universe, something higher than yourself. This is turning out very fucking preachy. Fuck it. I've also sworn a lot. Still keen to chuck it up on the blog, though. Barring the one name I said. Still good stuff. Maybe someday. My favorite song by The Cure. These little chats I have with myself will morph into what I hope to be public speaking. Because when I'm in a room full of people, what I say, the energies start to align with the people who are there so I can be more targeted in my message. But when I'm talking to myself, I'm really just self-soothing, aren't I? But it helps me. It helps me. I would recommend it to anybody. You pissed off? You want someone to be heard, but it's not really safe to tell them because you don't know what the repercussions of getting pissed at someone are going to be? Record something. Get it out. Talk about it. All right, this could very easily spiral into a myriad of topics. For now, I'm satisfied with dubbing this the gift within the garden of gratitude. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I was like, oh yeah, I'll chase this up with a blog article, but do I need to? Do I really need to? So this is it, people. This is my flavor. This is my flavor of spiritual healing. No, it's not sunshine and rainbows. It's not me telling you it's all gonna be okay. Your power. You're awesome. You should know that already. We're humans. We've got a brain, a heart, and a gut. We've got a spirit within us. Those are the basic essentials, people. Work with them. If you need anything, reach out. Reach out. I don't know what's going on with you specifically. Reach out and let me know. I might be able to help you. I don't know. All I know is that people get lost in this new age bullshit of Facebook memes and talking about being empathic. Yes, some of us are different. There's a perfectly biological reason for that. I'm different. Lord knows. But spiritual healing is not all light and love and having to be happy all the time. It's about loving the happiness as much as you love the tears. So before I run away with myself, I'll step down off my soapbox and just say, if this is the kind of stuff you dig, if you're open to taking a less conventional view on spiritual healing, stay tuned. I'll record stuff. I'll talk about this stuff. I'll write about this stuff. And maybe it can help you expand your awareness and consciousness and help you get to know yourself a little better. But you got to be brave enough to ask the questions. But I'll give you some clues.